Hi friends, I hope you have a wonderful day, and this time I'm gonna be reacting to the most pathetic racing weekend ever. This sounds really interesting. So, let's check it out, right?
What happens when you put Bambino Ferrucci?
Oh my goodness.
Oh yeah.
Mr.
Okay. I thought, oh, yeah. I remember this name. And yeah, I saw his face for a split second, so yeah, I remember.
Strulovic
To the curb. Big crash on board with Lance Stroll.
and Lord Mahavid,
Mahavir Raghunathan
Oh, yeah, this
off the
one.
road.
all in the same grid. You don't get racing, you get
They all were at the same track? What?
prophecy. Crashes, red flags, meltdown. This is the most pathetic racing weekend ever. Ah yeah, 2015. TikTok didn't exist. Nico was still beefing with Lewis. And in F3, the kids were not alright after 9 rounds of full shattered dreams.
They all survive, and there's more contact and a huge moment this time. And that, I'm afraid, is the Carlin car upside down.
Panic attacks, and let's be real, a straight up clown fiesta. These young drivers were heading full throttle into the land of spaghetti, pomodoro, and pizza, Italy. Now, I've seen some real messes in my life.
Literally crying over my nails right now because they're so ugly.
Okay,
That was me at some point. A few years ago, I remember. Oh my god.
maybe not that far. For example, in Formula E, we've seen cars literally die right before the finish line.
Sandberg, and Hughes is still
He's out of
defending.
energy.
He's out of energy. Oh!
In India,
Were those electric ones? Why they looked so weird, like pyramid. Kinda. What? Sounded like electric. Electric. At least.
IndyCar, we've seen pace cars running out of fuel.
And there is Rocket Kevin Blanche fueling the pace car.
And in F1, Alonso's luck has been on life support since 2012.
I tried 3 times, please, Fernando.
I try already, so try yourself. But no more radio for the rest of the race.
Nevertheless, nothing, and I mean absolutely nothing, comes close to the chaos this round was about to unleash. See, people think F3 is just baby Formula 1, like a warm-up lap before the real thing. Wrong. Try picturing 36 teenagers, literal teenagers, all in the same car thrown onto the fastest
many.
track in the world. No ABS, no traction control, no adult supervision. Just raw ambition, hormones, and enough overconfidence to find the best video out there. Just like you right now. So before someone walks in and judges your taste, hit that subscribe button and own it. The thing is, you know something's gonna explode. You just don't know when, where, or who. On one side, you had the prodigies, Leclerc, Russell, Albon. Calm, composed, sometimes operating on a different level of skill.
They look so little. Sorry, my voice is.
On the other hand, you had the veterans, Rosenqvist, Giovinazzi, Dennis, smart, seasoned, fully capable of pushing the car to the limit, sometimes a little too far. But no recipe for destruction is complete without wild cards. Let's meet him. Lance Stroll, riding high off back-to-back junior titles. A fat wallet and a reputation that's, let's say, still under construction. The guy was quick, no doubt, but clean laps? That was more of a suggestion than a habit.
Let's see who's the real mover in the pack this time. Put your money on Rosenqvist. Here he comes. Goes to the outside of Jensen. Jensen levels. Oh, they all make contact, and it's Rosenqvist who comes off worse. Broken suspension. Lance Stroll is out of the race. The safety car is deployed once again, and that was pretty silly driving, and all 3 of them are out of the race.
So far, his season had been less rising star and more crash coursing carbon repair. Still, he was with Prema, one of the top teams out there. And with their home race coming up, you can bet they're aiming to deliver. Time to see if the Canadian brings the fireworks or gets burnt by them. Then there's Santino Ferrucci, America's bold bet. One of many. Straight out of cars, my guy skipped the whole European F4 starter pack, and yeah, it kinda showed. The kid had guts and definitely some pace, but his racecraft? Yep, that's a pretty accurate representation. But hey, this was Italy, Lombardy. With a name like Ferrucci, this had to be a turning point, right? Right. And last but not least, the legend Mahavir. I honestly couldn't even find a decent clip of him, but trust me, he was there. And he made sure we'd remember it on that magnificent weekend of the 30th of May. What started as a social experiment to see what happens when you give 500 horsepower to 18-year-olds ended up abandoned. There's a reason why drivers treat this place like holy ground. The history, the energy, the speed. Just imagine, F1 cars can reach 220 miles per hour here. Astonishing, huh? But before
I guess I need to, I don't know, put beside me like some type of guide. Miles per hour? What? Kilometers per hour? Yes? Maybe I should print out something and put beside me. So it didn't give me anything. I guess it's over 100 kilometers per hour, of course. Because it's around a half down? Kinda. Okay, never mind. I will stop talking.
before you earn the right to drive one of those monsters, you gotta master the 170 mile per hour rockets in F3. Well, some of us anyway. And while others hesitated, blocked, or waited for the perfect toe, Rosenqvist just sent it. Full throttle, pole secured for races 1 and 2. Easy work. The Swede didn't flinch. And since we'd already seen what he could do from P1,
Intervale and Club, but the flag comes out and it's a win. Win number 16 in the championship for Felix Rosenqvist. It's going to be a difficult second part to the weekend, but he did what he could there.
this looked like another Felix masterclass load-in. But oh boy, if only someone knew what the Temple of Speed was about to unleash next. From now on, you guys have a mission. Spot the clean lap in this one. Go ahead. Oh wait, this wasn't a race. It was a crucible where only legends are forged and the fearless ascend. However, way before the engines could even scream, chaos had already begun. First,
What?
Marcus Pommer stalls on the grid. His Dallara simply refuses to move, like he blanked on which pedal gas is.
Oh,
That leaves him stranded halfway down the lineup. Artayana, charging from behind, had nowhere to go. No room, no warning, just reflexes, and not enough of them. Thankfully, they both walked away from the incident. However, as if things weren't bad enough already, little Alex Albon didn't even get to race. DNS. Technical failure before the grid. Imagine flying to Monza, suiting up, and then watching the whole race in fireproof overalls from the garage. Pain. Anyway, with just 3 seconds of racing underway, we didn't even want to imagine how this could possibly get worse. Safety car comes in. Green flag. Up front, Rosenqvist was untouchable. Supreme control. Mid-pack? Different story. Sam McLeod and Dorian Boccolacci decide the gravel trap is the new apex and send it straight off.
And losing his exit speed, and then Dorian Bacalacci and Sam McLeod going off together into the gravel trap there.
Just speculating, that might be the reason why their names don't exactly light up in highlight reels. Safety's in, green's on, and yellow flag. Really? What happened now? Well, Seti Camera figured it'd be a good time to crash test Matt Solomon's double R car. Brake failure? Misjudged corner? Took a nap? Who knows?
Motorpark drivers there in strife, and there's more drama, and this time it's Seti Camaro. It's in that same sort of region, just on the tail end of the top 10.
Those are the same kind of questions I ask myself every time I watch this next replay. And trust me, I've seen it at least 100 times now.
Here is another replay. Oh, that was Callum Ilott.
Why? Was there a hidden object we didn't hear about? At some point, you gotta start wondering, can this race actually get worse? And that's exactly
Usually when you are asking that, it's getting worse, right?
when Alessio Lorandi says, hold my espresso.
That's at high speed. That is going to be a properly batsy ride there for the number 8 car of Alessio Lorandi.
Surprisingly, he saved it, and then almost lost it again a few laps later.
This time it's at one of the chicanes rather than down the straight. And
Is he alright? Were he alright?
he's
Doesn't
trying
feel
perhaps a
good.
bit too hard.
Right.
At least this time he wasn't trying to overtake anyone, because every attempt to pass somebody felt like a coin toss. Heads up, you get through. Tails, game over. Like Schiller on Jeffrey at Ascari, or should I say, before it.
For Jensen chasing it. Here's a replay, and there's some contacts, and that was Fabian Schiller, number 11, trying to overtake.
With all this chaos erupting left and right, Race Control made sure to frequently remind everyone of the 35-minute time limit. Plenty of time for our American wildcard to chase the leader. Ferrucci was pushing hard, but so was Mikkel Jensen, who eventually slipped past him to start hunting down Rosenqvist.
Now in the front right for Santino Ferrucci, and he makes contact with the back of Jake Dennis, and he goes off, and he's got damage to the front right suspension. The wheel is adrift, and that is a real sad way.
It was in this moment of desperation when Dennis also passed Ferrucci, who was trying to save what was left, locked up his brakes and clipped the back of the Brett. Ferrucci was left with nothing. But hey, don't be so sad. There's one goat I haven't talked about. That's right, Lord Mahavir couldn't leave without being part of the main characters this weekend. Involved in a little tangle with Eilert, nothing too dramatic, just enough for Mahavir to secure another DNF and stay perfectly on brand.
Used to how you can get out of the corners, as contact there between Ranganathan and Eilert.
And with that, it looked like race 1 was finally winding down. It was fun while it lasted, right? Ha, not quite. On the final lap, Lance gets clipped by Giovinazzi, making the dude go from hanging on to a solid result to hanging on to the pizza my daddy bought me while watching the last few corners as a spectator.
This way then, that is Jake Dennis. He's got a bit of freedom now because there's nobody right behind him. There's contact Giovinazzi there, and that's Lance Stroll. That has gone off as we go into the final lap of the race.
By then, we'd already seen more yellow flags than a New York taxi parade, meaning this madness has finally come to an end. Up front, Rosenqvist was the MVP. Elite, clean, fully in control. But when it wrapped up, nobody cared about who made the podium. The only question on anyone's mind was, how did this not end under a safety car? Being honest, no clue. Although I had a gut feeling, something that kept me up at night. Is this the worst we're gonna see? Or is this just the beginning of something bigger? There's only one way to find out. So here we go again. Grid set, lights out, and
Leclerc. And Dennis has got through to second place, but Charles Leclerc pulls off in the background with a problem, and there's another bit of contact there.
Within seconds, you realise this isn't a comeback. It's a relapse. It was like half the grid forgot what brakes do. Dive bombs everywhere, lockups like they were mandatory, carbon flying like someone hit the explode button, and then Tatiana Calderon losing her front wing and leaving it right in the middle of the track like a parting gift for the marshals, who, being honest, were probably still traumatised from yesterday. So yeah, no need to overthink it. Send out the safety car. Who would have thought the one guy looking like a real professional out there was this safety car driver? Maybe the rest of them caught something. Some kind of disaster virus. Maybe this time they'll settle in. Nope. 2 laps later, drama returned. Stroll versus Giovinazzi, round 2.
Which has made very good progress. 15th on the grid and a huge crash.
This one,
Barrel rolling over. That's absolutely massive, and it's Lance Stroll. Looked like Giovinazzi was coming back at him on the way out of the corner, but that is a massive crash.
Jeez, if there's something more incompatible than oil and water, it's definitely Mr. Strulovic and his mirrors.
Stroll is not looking where he's going. But I don't...
I can't imagine that you are going so fast and rolling like that, and my mental health, I couldn't go in no one's car, and I totally wouldn't drive like anymore any car, even, I don't know, go-kart. I know. Once I just slide off the road at Windsor, the first year that I got my driver's license, it was really icy, and yeah, I had a problem to start to drive again, a bit, but yeah, now it's fine. But yeah, but if that would happen, I think I would never go near to any car. But yeah, that's just me. It's just crazy how they can let this pass so easily, I want to say, kind of. He didn't look even, I don't know, scared. It was like, oh, okay. Nothing major. Nothing. Meh.
I don't know if he was looking to see. Fernando Alonso goes off the track. That's a high-speed crash, and he's made contact with Lance Stroll. That is a big moment down the back straight. And And we've got another safety car coming here at Austin.
Except this time, Stroll gets slapped with a disqualification on top of the DNF, which means pit lane start for race 3. Nothing like ruining your Sunday before it even starts. Anyway, this meant another safety car, and to make sure nobody crashed into each other this time, race control decided to not rely on anything automated. They sent a marshal onto the main straight to manually wave double yellows. Welcome to medieval motorsport. But hey ho, the insanity continues.
How much is he getting for the flag waving on the track? It's scary. For me, everything is scary. Like, I don't know.
Trying to get down the inside of the Buka car, there's a bit of contact there, and Gunther is sent into a spin. He's facing the wrong way, he's got a load of cars coming at him.
Gunther decides to send it over a curb and go full Beyblade, spinning himself like he's trying to scout the next crash from above. This has officially turned into a vicious cycle, and he picked the perfect time to do it. Right as Beretta and Matt Rowell turned the screen into another crash montage, which again led to another safety car. But just when I thought the emotions might finally settle, Rowell and Lorandi colliding again? Who cares about that? The Lord showed us once again one of his favorite tricks, beaching the car. What a legend. But surprise, surprise, no safeties this time. That's right. If you said, thank God, I don't think you got it. The race was red flagged, and not only that, it was cancelled. Let me be super clear. This wasn't just a weather red flag or a time limit thing. The FIA nuked this race because of dangerous and unacceptable driving standards. They looked at the last 2 races and...
So basically so many they crashed so many times that they thought, no, let's just end it, right? Oh my God.
And basically said, you lot are not mature enough to be here. That had never happened in F3. Like, ever. Commentators were stunned. Fans were confused, and among all the craziness, Rosenqvist was declared winner, which he earned by doing the most impressive thing all weekend, staying the hell out of trouble. There's no need to be aggressive. Smooth and straightforward is the way to last longer.
That's what she said.
And so did Felix. This wasn't racing. It was bumper cars in slow motion. And the most pathetic part, it didn't even surprise anyone after what we saw in race 1. So yeah, race 2 was a new low. Still, after all the mess we just witnessed, you'd hope they finally learned something. To be absolutely sure, they didn't even let Rowell and Boccolacci start. But this meant nothing.
Like you said, hormones and stuff, right? It couldn't go better.
Disasters can come from many different ways. Some through the water, others through the grass, others through the air.
Very high standards.
Well, it's done.
Ryan Tavita got tangled up with Fabian Schiller, and the result? Dude went airborne. Direct flew through the Monza sky. This was a reminder that these impressive drivers were also stubborn teenagers and a bit immature, because it seems like they didn't care at all about what they just discussed in their previous meeting. Well, that crash alone brought out the first safety car. 2 laps later, the midfield decided they still hadn't caused enough headaches. So after trying to make the first chicane into a 3-way, George Russell hits the back of Stroll.
Sport car, which is now resolved and is much quicker. So riding over the back of Lance Stroll, who's really been in the walls this weekend. That's an understatement.
And Boccolacci? Oh wait, right, yeah, he was banned. Still, the spirit of chaos lived on. Cue the second safety car, and you could just feel race control losing it. It got so bad, race direction had to call in the nuclear option. Red flag, and the race will not be restarted. With just 9 out of 19 laps, and half of them behind the safety car. And as Max would say,
I'm stuck. This is what you get with this honestly.
They just gave up. Like when you realise halfway through a group project that no one else is doing their part, and you just hit submit. Half points were awarded, and poor Rosenqvist. Man did everything right. Passed early, stayed out of trouble, raced clean. Again, he didn't just win the race. He dominated all weekend. He beat the...
It looks so weird that he is standing alone.
The apocalypse. Meanwhile, the rest of the field was actively auditioning for a demolition derby. We had cars in the gravel, bodywork in the runoff areas, and everyone pretending this was normal. This wasn't racing. It was performance art, and not the good kind. It didn't feel like a...
I still can't believe it that this was basically one race.
Professional series anymore. It felt like that first race in Cars where everyone just went flying. And just like that, 3 races, 3 breakdowns. The weekend was over. Not with a checkered flag, but with a red flag and a deep collective sigh. It's one thing to have a messy race and another to make every single session be worse than the previous. Hey, if you like this mess, wait till you see what happens when these same drivers
he wasn't alone there.
graduate to bigger, faster cars. Spoiler, it doesn't get any better. It just gets faster. And as always, thank you for watching.
Yeah. This was just... oof. Seriously, I wouldn't even believe anyone if anyone just would said there was that race, that one race, you know. They crashed so many times that it got just stopped. And they didn't get the checkered flag. What? So this was really fun. So yeah, I really hope that you did enjoy this video, and if you did, please consider to leave a like and subscribe, and yeah, hopefully I'm gonna see you next time. And if you have other suggestions for me, please leave that in my Discord server, and yeah, see you next time. Bye.